Hello, my friends, and welcome to the Make Happiness Happen podcast. I'm your host, Shelly, and Christmas is less than a week away, so I thought this would be the perfect time to replay one of my favorite episodes of all times. Okay, my favorite episodes of the last, 3 months that we've been running this podcast? But it is one of my favorites. It's all about living life authentically instead of through your highlights reel. So listen on and enjoy. Hi, I'm Shelly Covert, and I have a question for you. Are you tired of putting on a fake smile and pretending you're happy when you're really not? Are you ready to stop chasing happiness and create it instead? This world we live in makes us believe we need something newer or bigger or better to be happy. But guess what? That's not real happiness. I'm going to teach you what I've learned about creating real, authentic happiness. So if you're ready to stop faking it and be happy for real, you're in the right place. This is the Make Happiness Happen podcast. Do you have a social media account? Do you check it on a regular basis? How would you describe what you see on social media? I know that a lot of what we see is real, but let's be honest, there's also a lot of it that's filtered, edited, and possibly even staged or made up. Even the parts that are real often don't show the whole picture of a person's life. In fact, it's usually just a small percentage of their life, and most often just the best parts. When we only see the high points, we get an inauthentic perception of the life being lived by the people around us. We start to feel like our life needs to look the same way. We start to compare and maybe even get jealous and then feel a bit negative about our own life. We often forget we're not seeing the full, authentic version of the lives being posted on social media. So many people are trying to live their life through the highlights reel of their social media account. They only share the high points, like when they're on vacation, or they're all dressed up in their Sunday best, or their kids just got an award at school. People don't often share the struggles they're dealing with. Most people don't share their vulnerability or pain. Instead, they put on a fake smile and post it to social media in hopes that everyone will believe their life is the perfect picture they're posting. Then they sit and they watch and they wait for how many likes they're going to get. They read through all the comments and they base their feelings off those likes and comments. Other people do post about the struggles they're dealing with. Some people are honestly reaching out for support, and that is very healthy. Others post about every single bad thing that's ever happened to them in hopes of getting sympathy. They sit and they wait and they watch for the likes and comments and base their feelings off those likes and comments. That's not healthy. When we base our happiness on what other people think and say about us, it's not real. It's inauthentic happiness, and it won't last. The moment someone says something that doesn't feel nice enough, or worse yet, they say something that is mean or negative, the feeling of happiness fades away, and it's often replaced with even stronger negative feelings. We want to cultivate real, authentic happiness in our lives. So my favorite group of people on social media are the ones who post authentically. They post about the good times because sharing those experiences with others truly makes them happy. They also post about the challenges they're going through because they know there are others who may be going through those same challenges. And by being open and sharing, they may be able to help each other. Real, authentic happiness comes with days that are easy and days that are a struggle. It comes with good days and bad days, with days filled with success and days filled with challenges. That's what life is. That's what real, authentic life is. I know the challenges aren't always fun. Let's be honest, they're very rarely fun, but they are necessary. The challenges are how we grow strong and courageous. Think about working out, and specifically lifting weights. If you want to strengthen your muscles, you have to actually lift weights, right? If you want your muscles to get stronger, you have to actually increase the weights you're lifting. So think of the weights as the challenges that make your muscles stronger. If we as humans want to get stronger, we have to increase the weights or the challenges that we're dealing with. We have to be more courageous and be willing to take on larger challenges. That's how we become stronger. So growing up is a perfect example of this. What if as a baby you never learned to crawl or walk? What if as a child you never went to kindergarten? What if you never moved on to middle school or to high school, never got your first job, never moved out of your parents' home? All of those things are challenges, right? That move us from one stage in life to the next stage in life. Okay? Life is full of challenges, and that's how we learn and grow. Sometimes I feel like as we get older or as we become adults, we kind of forget this. We start to believe that life should be easy, that we should be able to make it through without any challenges. But that's not how it works. Life will always be filled with challenges, and we need to appreciate them because the challenges are how we learn and grow. Let me share one of my favorite examples of how important challenges are. Have you ever heard of Biosphere 2? Basically, it was a mini version of Earth. It's like a 3.14 acre terrarium. It was built in the late 1980s in southwest Arizona. When it was first built, it had a miniature rainforest, a desert, a little ocean, a swamp, a savanna, and even a small farm inside. A group of 8 people actually lived inside the biosphere for 2 years. The original plan was for it to be a prototype for a future colony on Mars. Spoiler alert, it didn't work out all that well. One of my favorite discoveries in the biosphere had to do with the trees. They found that the trees grew much quicker inside the biosphere compared to that same species of trees outside the biosphere. And inside the biosphere, once the trees reached a certain height, they just fell over. It took a while, but the researchers finally figured out that this was because there wasn't any wind in the biosphere. So when the trees are exposed to wind, they are kind of pushed back and forth. We see them sway in the wind. Well, that movement does a couple things. It actually causes the roots to grow deeper to help support the tree. And the movement also helps the tree develop stress wood, which is actually the core of the tree's strength. So I read in one article that stress wood actually has a different molecular structure than the rest of the tree trunk. For me, it kind of sounds like scar tissue, or like how if we break a bone, that bone actually heals stronger in the place where we broke it. So I've heard it said that you can never break a bone in the exact same place twice because of that. Okay, so the trees in the biosphere, they weren't exposed to wind, so they didn't develop stress wood, and so they just kept falling over. Well, I like to think of the challenges that we face in life like the wind that will help us develop our stress wood. Those challenges help us learn how to be stronger and more courageous. Even though they're not fun, we really do need those challenges in life. Have you ever heard the phrase, "When life gives you lemons, make lemonade"? It's always been one of my favorite quotes because to me, it sounded like having a positive outlook on life. It sounded like having the courage to take a tough situation and find something good in it. But recently, I heard a different version of this phrase that I think I like even better. And it was, "When life gives you lemons, sometimes you've just got to eat the dang lemon." So I think this is perfect for the journey we're embarking on, this journey towards authentic happiness. I want to make something very clear. I don't want to mislead you into thinking this is going to be an easy journey. You're going to get lemons. Okay? Sometimes you'll be able to make lemonade, and sometimes you're just going to have to eat the dang lemon. Posting a filtered version of your life on social media, only sharing the highlight reel with your friends, thinking that you'll always be able to make lemonade from the lemons in life. That's not real life. This journey towards real authentic happiness is going to have its challenges. It's going to take courage and perseverance, but trust me, in the end, it will be oh so very rewarding. As you look back on your life, you're going to see how those challenges have helped you grow. You're going to see how different you are because of the journey you've been on. And that journey, it will be one of the most beautiful parts of your life. It's not always fun when you're going through the muck, when you're in the middle of your mess. But when you can look back on it and see how far you've come, it's really very powerful. One of my favorite places on earth is Rocky Mountain National Park. It's outside of Estes Park, Colorado. I love the beauty of the mountains there. I also really love hiking in those mountains. There's just something about the scent of the trees in the fresh mountain air and the sound of the water rushing in the streams by the trail and the lack of bugs. I really love the lack of bugs. So every year I say I'm going to train before we go and I'm going to get in shape so that the hiking is easy. And every year I don't. But every year, we still hike. We drive up to our favorite trailhead, and then we start hiking up the mountain. And just when I want to stop because my lungs feel like they're on fire and my legs hurt and I don't think I can take another step, I look around the curve and there it is, the beautiful mountain lake I remember, and it takes my breath away every single time. We sit for a while, we appreciate the beauty because it is absolutely stunning. And then we start hiking up the mountain some more because we know there's another lake even higher up and another one after that too. I would miss out on all that beauty if I wasn't willing to do the work, if I wasn't willing to push through the pain and take another step. Now, there is another way to look at this. If I had actually done some training, if I had set the incline on my treadmill to 10 and walked every day, the journey might not be as painful. It still would probably hurt a little bit, and I still would have to work to keep hiking up the trail, and I'd still have to adjust to the altitude, but maybe it wouldn't hurt as much. Maybe the pain and the struggle would be just a little bit less. That's kind of the way I look at this podcast. If I give you these tools and teach you how to use them, you have a chance to prepare for the challenges that will come your way. You won't be able to skip them because the challenges will always come. But if you're prepared for them, if you've trained for them, if you have the tools you need and you've conditioned yourself for them, they won't be quite as painful to get through. Now remember too, when the challenges in life show up, you get to choose how you view them. As I'm hiking up that mountain trail, I could focus on the pain I'm feeling in my legs and my lungs, or I could choose to look around me and soak in the beauty of the moment. I could smell the trees, I could hear the water, I could see the birds. When I focus on the beauty instead of the pain, each and every step becomes a little easier. That's what daily gratitude does for your journey through this life. No matter what you're hiking through, what pain you're dealing with in life, look around and find something that brings you joy, something that makes you smile, even if just for a second, because that feeling, that authentic happiness, that will help make the next step a little bit easier. All right, are you ready for your challenge for the week? So this week, I want you to focus on finding the positives that have come from the challenges you've dealt with in life. Take some time to reflect on your life experiences. Reflect on the times in your life when things felt like a struggle. Then focus on what you learned from those experiences and on the positives that have come from them. Write down at least one thing each day that you're grateful for that was the result of a challenge you faced in life. Never forget that the challenges, as painful as they may be, are necessary in life. They are the weights that strengthen our muscles. They are the wind that helps us develop the stress wood. They are the moments that make us truly appreciate the good things in life. All right, now choose, my friends, choose to be happy. As always, thank you so much for tuning into the Make Happiness Happen podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure you're subscribed wherever you listen to podcasts. And even better, leave a positive review. If you want to dive deeper into the topics and discussions we have here, I would encourage you to head over to makehappinesshappen.com and sign up for my newsletter. It's the best way for us to get to know each other even better. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you next time on the Make Happiness Happen podcast.